I am the spokesperson for the Kansas City affiliate of Move to Amend. Move to Amend is a national coalition of organizations that came together in response to the Citizens United versus the Federal Election Commission Supreme Court decision that you all have been referring to. It is the one that frees corporations to spend unlimited money campaigning for or against people running for office. And by its very nature, and then with the way it is played out with leading to super PACs and what really potentially is truly a flood of money undisclosed going into electioneering by outside groups. It compromises entirely the political process. Not even just actually with the direct electioneering during campaign seasons, but also where people, once they get into office, know that if they do not vote on particular legislation according to the way the big money sources, the industries, these huge corporations want them to vote, that they will be targeted in future elections. This applies not just to Congress, President, city councils and all of that, but also to the judiciary, since judges in 39 states are involved with being elected, either to be selected in the first place or retained. This will have a profoundly negative effect on consumer rights, being able, for people to go to court when they've been injured, because we will have more and more corporate-friendly justice systems throughout the country. Anyway, I really am happy to live in a city where the council is so on top of this, because I do think it's kind of a courageous thing for you all to step out and say you would want this to be changed, because in some ways it would be in your interest to be friendly to the deep pockets, and instead you are on the side of the people. And so I appreciate that, and Kansas City Move to Amend appreciates that. So.
You might mention some of the other groups that are in support of Move to Amend.
In terms of the coalition that Move to Amend is Public Citizen, Common Cause, People for the American Way, Reclaim Democracy, MoveOn.org, the Sierra Club. There are AFL-CIO. Thank you. People coming up with others here. Really, I mean, any of the organizations that are really pro-democracy in the sense of rule by the people versus rule by corporations or big money. All of those groups are with us. I shouldn't say all. We're really working to get the League of Women Voters. I know that nationally they are trying to decide how to come down on this, and I believe they will, for all the same reasons.
Great. Is there anyone from feel free, anyone else from the groups that would like to add a comment, or you did a good job of presenting? I think the Mayor Pro Tem was exactly right. We are nonpartisan government in Kansas City, but there are many cities across the country that are led by Republican councils or mayors and Democratic councils or mayors, and they have all, not all, but a wide, Republicans and Democrats and nonpartisan councils have all adopted some of these resolutions.
On that note, I do want to mention that what we would have wanted to do would be to have an initiative, get it on the ballot, so that the whole city could vote on this, but there isn't a provision for that in the city charter. So we instead have we've done an informal petition, and we have I'm blocking on the number right now, I think it's like 3,400 signatures that we would like to deliver to the city clerk's office, if that is all right. But in West Dallas, Wisconsin, back a few weeks ago when Wisconsin was having its primary elections, in that city, which is a wealthy, conservative suburb of Milwaukee, basically our same language was on their ballot, and it was approved by 70%. So when people are educated about these issues, the right, the left, everybody, when it gets down to it, people do understand that we, the actual human beings, need to be the ones that rule in the country and not corporations and billionaires.
I think when we see those ads on TV that you don't know what the group is really, who the group is, I mean, that's a real incentive to lend your support to something like this.
Yes.
Those are really getting to be way too prolific and are not productive for informed decisions about issues or candidates.
And when you said, or actually I think it was you, Councilman Sharp, who said about the negative ads that really are what they put out about that, I believe, and others believe, that it will lead to immense cynicism, because everybody running for office is going to be basically trashed by the negative political advertising, and so I'm afraid the citizenry will become more and more cynical and believe that they're all crooks and that no politician has anything but their own interest in mind. And commercial advertising is by law has to be truth in advertising. And so if you are doing a TV ad for detergent, you have to be able to substantiate any claims. Political advertising has no legal regulation for truth. And so
we've all been there.
Just throwing that up there.
But I think that's a law that might well be changed. But anyway, thank you very, very much for doing this, I think, courageous thing of it sounds like you're going to pass it on to the city council and for a vote there, and we all really appreciate it.